we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
Welcome back and welcome in $1 Million Radio, $1 Million Extras, I guess. Skylar and back with us again, once again, Mr. Kyle. Kyle D from the M.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you. Quiet down.
Thanks for coming. A lot to talk about, Kyle. We got some UFC headlines that we need to break down. UFC 316 this weekend. Sugar Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili. A lot going on, Kyle. But there's something that
just
everybody's...
a catch-up pod too. You know,
Yeah,
we haven't really talked since the JDM Bilal, so we have a lot of news to cover, and I'm excited.
Yeah, no mustard, just catch up here. Kyle, everybody's talking about the Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall fiasco, if you want to call it that. So basically, Tom Aspinall has been wrecking dudes in the heavyweight division, has earned the interim heavyweight title, defended that a couple times, maybe a few times at this point. Jon Jones hasn't fought, or his last fight was in November, this past November. Tom Aspinall has been waiting to fight Jon Jones and thinks that John Bones Jones is ducking Tom. So what do you make of this whole situation?
Dude, I honestly think, yes, John is one of the GOATs. He is, if not the GOAT, he is one of the GOATs. I think that he fought pretty recently. I don't know why everybody's trashing him right now. That's just how MMA fans are. But I will say it's like a year layoff in between each fight. He's not taking much damage, and he's just not wanting to fight. I think right now he needs to stop playing the, hesitation game, either sign or retire, and let somebody else get their shine. Tom Aspinall obviously wants to get the division rolling, but it's kind of at a halt because what we have going on with the titles,
Yeah. I really just want to see Tom Aspinall fight. I mean, he doesn't make it past the first round. I don't think he hasn't made it into the second round yet, has he? In the UFC, he just knocks dudes out. That's all he does. That's all he knows. But everybody's interested in seeing this fight in particular because, like you said, Jon Jones, arguably the greatest of all time, and not a big argument you have to make to prove that, but Tom is wanting to get the title. He says he doesn't really care about Jon Jones as much as he cares about the title. He just wants to fight for it. He's tired of having to defend the interim title. So there's also been talks of Jon Jones maybe retiring or waiting for the UFC to make this big announcement. We don't know if it's maybe Jon is retiring and is going to put the belt back up for grabs, or they're going to announce this blockbuster fight.
I saw a speculation that they're going to wait till if they sign this deal with Netflix, because they're thinking about, doing away with ESPN and going with Netflix. I think they're trying to, if they are trying to hype this fight up, I think they're trying to make it closer to when that, deal goes down. So that way that can be their first fight on the Netflix deal. That way it'll just blow numbers out of the water. That's just my thoughts on it. That's my opinion. But needless to say, I don't think John's necessarily ducking. I think that he's probably getting told, hey, wait, don't say anything. Tom not getting told anything, so he's just left in the dark. I think we're going to get that fight.
I think we are. I hope we are. And if we do get the fight, Kyle, how do you, picture it going? Is it Jon Jones coming out and proving himself as the GOAT, or is it Tom Aspinall going to be the legend killer? What's it going to be?
Dude, I think that everybody has this stigma that Jon Jones has so much on the line and Tom Aspinall has everything that he can gain from it. But realistically, everybody knows Jon Jones is a little older right now. So is DC when he fought him, But, everybody knows Jon Jones is a little older. He's still going to go down as one of the GOATs. He already has flaws in his, record with Dominic Reyes. Pretty close fight. Everybody arguably says that Dominic Reyes beat him, beat him. Um, he has people not questioning, but people challenging his skill, and that's happened in the past. So, I mean, I think that he's going to come out there. He's going to do John Jones things, and I love Tom Aspinall. I love the matchup, but I just don't see John folding as quick as a lot of Tom's previous opponents. I think that it's going to be a much better fight. Both of these guys have high IQ. I'm going to wait for the predictions to give my predictions if it gets announced, but just know that I think it's going to be such a high IQ fight, and it's not just going to be a quick 1-2 rounder.
What do you make of this John Jones stint in Thailand?
Dude, all I saw was that he was training classes, right? I think he was like,
I want to say it's like a TV show they're doing, kind of like The Ultimate Fighter. I think that might be what it is, but I'm not really talking about what he's doing over there. I'm talking about what he's doing over there. You seen
brother, we don't want to dive into that. We're not going to dive into that. We're not going to touch that.
But a lot of expectations going into this this potential matchup. Who knows if or when we get that? It may be, everybody's saying it's probably going to be in the Garden. November, December this year, if we do get it. But other fights need to be taking place up until that point. We've got UFC 316 this weekend, Bantamweight title on the line. Merab Dvalishvili is going to defend his title against the guy he took it from, Sean O'Malley. But other announcements have been made as well, Kyle. Ilia Topuria has moved up from the featherweight division after he defended the belt twice. He's going up to the lightweight division. Was really wanting to get Islam Makhachev, get a chance to take his title from him, but Islam moved up to welterweight after Bilal Muhammad lost his title to Jack Della Maddalena. So now Ilia is going to be taking on Charles Oliveira for the lightweight title at UFC 317, Kyle. I know Charles is your boy, but Ilia is too, kind of, right?
I mean, I think everybody's in the same stance right now. They want to see Ilia be this flower that's just going to bloom into a megastar and just be an insane, all-around package fighter, which he is. But, I mean, everybody also wants to just see Charles get it done one more time, get it done. But ideally, my heart wants Charles to win. My mind is telling me Ilia is going to take it. How do you feel about that one? Do you kind of agree with me there, or?
Well, it's definitely a fight that I, along with everybody else, is super excited for. Ilia,
I think this is the best matchup that since Islam is not, obviously fighting for the title. This is the best
definitely
matchup.
Interesting. Charles is a submission artist. Ilia is also very good on the ground, but he packs such power behind his punches. Now that he's moving up to lightweight, will that power carry over? Only time will tell. I think it will. But he's just he's a powerhouse, and he's very, very skilled, very athletic. He's kind of everything wrapped up into one. He's got it all. Charles Oliveira. Go ahead.
I think what will help Charles, obviously everybody's like, his ground game is insane, his jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. But we saw in the Islam fight, Charles got, clipped, fell to his back. A lot of people like Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, nobody wants to go into Charles Oliveira's guard. However, Islam did it. Islam finished in a Darce. I think Ilia is going to be confident in his ability to say, side mount, maybe. He's not just going to. I think he's going to be smart about it, obviously. I think he's going to go to the ground with him. I don't think he's going to play fully in his guard because that's just giving Charles Oliveira, too much room.
Yeah. With this matchup, I mean, Ilia is a minus 400 favorite. I think. Do you think that's too much? I can't decide.
I think it's too much being someone like Charles Oliveira that's known to get clipped and eventually finish the fight. So Obviously, do I think Ilya has a little more power in his hands than, most of these people that have clipped Charles? Yeah. But at the same time, I think that Charles will still make it a dogfight. I don't think it's going to be a quick fight like, rounds 1 or 2. Same thing I said about John and Tom. I think we're just set up for a lot of good challenged fights that we have seen in a while, just a tear like this.
Yeah, this summer in the UFC is probably the best time to get into UFC if you're not like a super big fan. I've only been really getting into it since we started making these videos. Our first one was UFC 311, where we saw Merab Dvalishvili defend his title against Umar Nurmagomedov. Something that was impressive. Definitely. Merab is the machine. He has stamina that can last, probably five round matches in a row. But this weekend, he's got Sugar Sean O'Malley coming for vengeance. Kyle, I know you follow Sean probably a lot more than I do. I'm still a pretty big fan of him and Tim Welch and all the boys over there. But Sean there's been talks about him altering his life since he lost his last fight against Merab. He went into that with a torn labrum in his hip 10 weeks before that fight. He accepted it 8 weeks out from the fight. That was at the Sphere, UFC 308. What do you think of this matchup? Without getting into it too much, because we'll have a video later this week breaking down the whole card. But what do you see coming from Sean that's different in this rematch than we saw back in October?
I think everybody obviously comments. If they're not commenting strip John Jones right now, they're commenting on these posts saying, a title shot he didn't deserve, whatnot. If you think about it, I mean, that was a pretty closer fight than a lot of people think. I can get garbage for that, all that stuff. But realistically, like, he took him down, couple knees to the thigh. Yes, that counts as a strike, but like, realistically, I think it's going to be a lot closer this time around than, last time. Obviously, as well, he has a healthy hip. He has a new child. Merab has a broken toe.
Yeah.
A lot of things are looking like favorable, but I'm not going to say any predictions right now. But I think it's a lot more anticipated the closer it gets. It's a lot more anticipated than a lot of people are assuming or, making it out to be.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And as I said, we'll have a video later this week. A lot of content coming your way from $1 Million Radio. But another fight that has been announced. Do we have a date for the UFC event for the Islam and JDM fight, Kyle?
I don't think that's been No, I don't think that's been announced.
But that is what is expected to happen for sure.
Oh, for sure, because Bilal had that title, and now that JDM has it, I mean, I think Islam wants to make that move up. I think he is making that move up. He's made it very apparent. If JDM can prevent takedowns, dude, I think it's going to bring a fun fight. And because, I mean, I like Islam's striking. I think Islam's easily pound for pound number one. He deserves it.
Agreed.
But JDM, I mean, dude, he looked pretty skillful last fight. I liked his mentality. He kind of knew he was going in, and he didn't shy away from trying anything. He did it all. The takedown defense was on point. But can he do that against Islam? I don't know. Islam's strong.
With these two guys that are moving up in weight classes with Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, who do you think has like a tougher time in their new division?
Ilia Topuria for sure. Ilia, 100%.
I think the lightweight class is just so stacked.
It's so stacked. It's full of legends right now. It's full of up-and-comers too. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, not to say though. I mean, you have what's it called, Buckley. You have Kamaru Usman, which is kind of getting on his later days. Still a challenge. You have Ian Gary. I mean, dude, you have a pretty Sean Brady. You have a pretty good looking division in Islam sense too. But just being Islam or Ilia, I think Islam. I mean, I think he was cutting a lot of weight to go down to lightweight anyway. So
Yeah. That's definitely something else that is exciting about this time in the summer with all these different moves that are happening and matches that are being announced. It's going to be hard to get a more exciting matchup, though, than what was announced with Dustin Poirier's retirement fight against Max Holloway for the BMF title. So with this, everybody's saying that Dustin Poirier is going to retire. But if he wins, do you think he walks away, Kyle? Or do you think
no,
he
not a chance.
I don't think so either.
I think that if Ilia wins, and another thing I want to touch on with the Ilia and Charles is like just think about the future. If Ilia wins, okay, obviously would love Charles win. That would be cool. I would love that. But if Ilia wins, think of the division moving forward. You know, like who would he fight next? There's been talks about Justin Gaethje kind of waiting out to that next title fight. If Dustin Poirier beats Max, who's to say Dustin Poirier versus Ilia doesn't happen? And who wouldn't love that? For the BMF title as well? BMF and lightweight title?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. Dustin Poirier, though, if he does end up losing to Max Holloway, who's one of the best boxers in the UFC, so is Dustin Poirier, though. I mean, that's such an exciting matchup to look forward to later this summer. And it's going to be in Poirier's home state of Louisiana. And I'm sure, do you think that'll play a factor for him, having that crowd behind him?
Oh, for sure. Once you hear the ball start playing, it's going to be a game changer. There's been talks about Lil Wayne coming. I don't know if that's true or not, but that would be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But Kyle, you've also got me into a few. Since we've started these videos, like I said, I've gotten a lot more invested into the UFC. You did show me this guy on YouTube, MMA Guru. Freaking love watching his videos. I wake up in the morning, make my breakfast, turn on YouTube and see like what content is out there from Guru, Mighty Mouse, Michael Bisping, Good Guy, Bad Guy, Daniel Cormier, and Chael Sonnen. But MMA Guru is somebody that I've been watching over the last month or two pretty heavy. And he is now, it's been announced, I'll let you talk about this more than I do, but MMA Guru with a podcast once a month, I think you said, with Mighty Mouse. That's going to be something that we all look forward to.
I think they're going to, what essentially what I heard was they're going to do a video each month, just kind of breaking down the fight cards that had happened. I don't know if it's once a month or every 2 weeks. I'm not too sure. But regardless, that's content I'll be watching. I'm excited for that. Mighty Mouse, I mean, you see how he does those Void videos. He'll like do fight breakdowns. Guru, I mean, you saw them in their collab podcast. He's pretty knowledgeable himself, so I think that'll be very interesting. I love that. Guru is hilarious. He doesn't care at all.
No.
Mighty Mouse also, he doesn't really care, dude. Mighty Mouse will tell you how it is. He'll tell you. So I like that. I like that combo coming up.
Yeah, and it was very evident when they did that podcast together on Mighty Mouse's podcast. It was very evident how big this dude was. MMA Guru is huge.
I think this podcast could be second place, you know, next to $1 Million Minds with Kyle and Skip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, hey, there are levels to this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I'll catch up one day.
No, it is us.
To our 10 viewers, we love you.
Yeah, it's us trying to catch up to them. But I've enjoyed doing these videos, Kyle. What about you? I've really.
I mean, I hate that we did miss. I mean, we have life going on. We have life events.
Yeah.
We missed the Bilal JDM card breakdown. Not that we, I guess, disappointed a lot of people, but hey, those 10 people, we're sorry.
Hey,
but
man, we got.
At the same time, it kind of gives you
hundreds.
something to do. It gives you somebody to talk to about the fights. It gives you some fun too to just make predictions. I mean, we saw how we did.
Hey,
The last card, not the last card, but the card we covered. Trust me.
yeah. UFC 314. I think I went 3 or 4, and you did pretty well as well.
4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah. No, we were hot. We were seeing the field well. We were, peeking through the holes in the octagon. We were seeing everything going on. But
speaking of,
what?
There's so many cards now coming to Atlanta, Nashville, Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Chicago card is looking stacked. I've sent you a few things. We'll wait, I guess, and cover that until everything gets finalized. But that card's looking pretty stacked.
Hey.
And I would not be mad to make one of those cards.
I mean, you already said one that's a couple of hours from both of us. Meeting in the middle in Nashville. I just want you to know, Kyle, I'm down to do that. Make like a little weekend out of it, maybe a vlog or something. That'd be really freaking dope. But
$1 Million Minds finally doing a podcast in the same room.
Yeah. The only guy that does the pod with me in this room is Griffin. Jacob doesn't even do it in here. But we do that on Zoom too. But yeah, that would be dope. I'm down to bring the cameras, the setup, the lights, the mics, everything. Yeah, and get a hotel room, something. Maybe one bed.
What do you know? I mean, I get cold at night. I get cold at night. Don't tell your girlfriend. What month is that?
July. It's like the weekend after 4th of July.
Oh, dude, I'm going to Nashville already July 5th. Imagine I double deck it, dude.
Yeah, weekend after that. I'm maybe going down to Miami for July 4th, the week before, but I'd be down to, ask off for 2 weekends in a row. I don't mind that.
Brother, I would be down for it.
Kyle, is there anything else you would like to talk about, address before we get to this next video later this week?
I would not. No, we're going to see y'all in the predictions for 316. I think we got some upsets on that card for sure. Other than that, no, I'm pretty covered.
All right. Well, until next time, this is $1 Million Extras UFC Breakdown. Skylar, Kyle joined us from Memphis once again. And be on the lookout. Another video coming later this week with all of our picks between Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili, and that Bantamweight title matchup.
Dude, double Bantamweight. We got Kayla Harrison and Juliana Pena too.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's a Bantamweight night in Newark, New Jersey. Is it in Miami?
Newark, New Jersey. You're right.
Yeah.
I just got to thinking about Miami. I get it. It's hard to not think about.
Didn't Sean have to go to Miami?
He might have went for an event. I think I don't know what he went for, brother.
They said they asked him to come down to Miami before. I think it was last week. I don't know.
Maybe he went for an event.
Anyways, he did have a sit down interview with John Anik over the last few days. But maybe that was in Miami. Maybe not. I'm in Knoxville. Kyle's in Memphis, and we're planning to meet up in Nashville next month. It's already June, Kyle.
June, baby, and it's a month full of fights.
And we're going to be bringing you all of our predictions, the breakdowns, everything going on. Like I said, another video coming out later this week. Be on the lookout. And as always, until next time, we will see you next time.